When you're a beautiful woman and you carry yourself with confidence, people will make it their business to humble you. Oh, and when you're neurospicy, that confidence reads even louder because they don't expect you to own it out loud. But let me tell you something. If people are going out of their way to humble you, it's because they already see your light. And that's the confirmation that you are more powerful than you actually realize.
Breaking habits on life maybe it's just bad for me. Truth is, it's bothering me.
Welcome to Boldly Becoming, your new digital safe space. A space where we grow, where we heal, and where we unfold into who we've always been. If you clicked on this video, maybe you've been told you're too confident, too much. You need to be humble. Yeah. And if you're neurospicy, you may have been conditioned to dim yourself even more, to blend in, to not stick out. Does that hit a bell? Me too, girl. But here's what I want you to know. Confidence is not arrogance. High self-concept is not delusion, it's alignment. And today I'm going to help you see your beauty more clearly and give you the tools to protect it.
If people mistake your confidence for arrogance, it is because you have a higher opinion of yourself than they do of you. The twist is their opinion of you is based on how they feel about themselves. In other words, they are projecting onto you. If you were taught to love yourself no matter what, it would never bother you when you see other people loving themselves. If you were taught that self-love should only exist under certain circumstances, you would have a negative reaction. If you apply this logic to success and confidence, it's the same thing. If I were in their shoes, I wouldn't be confident. Therefore, this person must be arrogant. They can't understand how or why you are confident with yourself. The only way they can rationalize it is by throwing a negative label on top of you. And it's one of those things that you just have to accept about a person or move on. Because it's going to be difficult to change this about themselves because then they have to face themselves. And that is a difficult thing for people to do, which is why most people are unwilling to work on it.
Now, girl, listen, I grew up in the South Bronx, and let me tell you, in my world, the standard of beauty was clear. Hispanic girls. If you're from New York, especially the Bronx, you know that was the bar. The boys like them. The girls wanted to look like them. And honestly, I did too. I would literally fry my hair to death trying to get it straight and sleek, pressing it every week and a half. I wanted that perfect, sleek, doobie or the perfect sleek pony. And I did it because I thought that was the only way to belong. And I know, yes, but I wasn't imagining it. Even in my church, I saw it. Like my pastor married a Hispanic woman, the sweetest lady ever. And he would always praise her, and prop her up, right? Like she's so submissive. She's so quiet, so demure. My wife does, she was the model. She was the trophy. And whether he knew it or not, whether I knew it or not, everyone in my world was propping up women who didn't look like me, like at all.
As I'm editing and sharing these stories, I'm also unpacking a lot of memories and things that I didn't realize I had suppressed. But as I was thinking about this, I don't know if anyone else grew up in church like me. I went to church every Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That was my life. School, church, home. A few activities. We may go on a vacation once a year, So church was a big part of my world. And I was just thinking about it. The three men that sat on the quote unquote throne, that sat on the pulpit, my pastor, his two deacons, they were all married to Hispanic women now that I think about it. And yeah, I don't know if, I'm going to make sure I word this properly. But yeah, their marriages were held up as the ideal. And the way they praised their wives made it seem like they were signaling to young Black boys that this was the type of wife to aspire to. And for the Black girls, or me, I'll speak for myself, I internalized that message as a child too. I kind of felt like Black women just weren't seen as capable of the same softness or capable of the same stability or marriage. It left me questioning if marriage even worked for us in general, because I had never seen two women who looked like me in a successful marriage in my community. So yeah, it's so interesting to unpack these things. I'm trying to just give examples because I know there's someone out there that can relate, but wow. Okay, back to the video.
And that does something to a girl, a young girl. It stains how you see your own features, your own hair, your own skin. I was semi-popular, but even in that, I felt like I was borrowing someone else's template to belong. if that makes sense. Like,
growing up being more so a dark-skinned girl in predominantly white spaces. So I think, of course, the whole colorism thing played a huge factor in my confidence growing up. Those are some times where I'm like, I just don't miss how I felt back then, just because of how people made me feel because of the color of my skin. And I think it took me so long to be confident in myself, to where it's like people used to make me feel like I was literally black as my leggings. And it was just so heartbreaking how people would treat me based off of that. My dad is like my complexion. So for me, it's like I have this very fair skinned mom and this dark skinned dad, but I'm still more so a dark skinned woman. So I think even at home, like my mom, I feel like she, of course, loved me to death, but she still never understood where I was coming from because she did not look like me. But I still felt like she made me feel just as beautiful. It's kind of like when I look in the mirror at my mom, you think that's who you look like, and for me it just wasn't that. Like, I think the colorism stuff used to get to me a lot because you really just don't feel like you're beautiful off the rip because of, you know, how dark you may be.
and here's the part I couldn't see at the time. I wasn't just doubting my beauty, I was disconnecting from myself. I was trying to survive an environment that told me, you're valuable if you look like this, sound like this, and act like this. And it took me years to realize that assimilation truly robs you of autonomy. Like, it robs your ability to see your own light.
This may come off as shallow and superficial, but once I stopped treating beauty as something that's unattainable and that doesn't apply to me, that's when my mental health started to improve. Learning about critical race theory has helped me contextualize my experience as a Black woman and dark-skinned woman. However, I feel like I have let it also inhibit me. As a depressed teen and young adult, I have often reached a very defeatist mindset when it comes to beauty because I'm dark skinned and on the lower barrel of desirability politics. I'm therefore cannot even reach beauty. Like, beauty does not apply to me. Therefore, I just have to wallow in my pain and just subjugate myself to limitations and my pain. Didn't care what I looked like because I knew that I was going to be viewed as ugly anyway. It is an extremely harmful mindset that is so easy to fall into and hard to get out of. And even now, it's my default to think that way, and it's extra effort to change my mind and change my thought patterns in this whole journey of beauty. Realizing that all human beings can achieve beautiful results, can be beautiful in their own ways, and finding how I could apply beauty to my vessel, to me specifically, has helped me by light years. Things that I a long time ago have barred myself from doing because I didn't think that they applied to me or that they were for me and that I was allowed to participate in them, are a lot of the times things that helped me with my mental health crises. Doing yoga, going on walks, doing my skincare, drinking lots of water. This is like a very subconscious and gradual process where you don't let you take care of you because you feel like you're already in the bottom of the barrel, so it doesn't even matter anymore. I just wanted to say that despite the fact that we're on the bottom of desirability politics, I think we radiate in such a unique and indescribable way that once we find the beauty that unlocks our own soul, that is unique to ourselves as an individual, okay? You have to focus on yourself as an individual. Once you find that, then I think you'll shine. For me, it was a gradual process. Like, I had to pick out like one thing that I liked about myself, and then I had to then find ways where I can beatify it. So I hated my entire body and myself, but the one thing that I was proud of were my eyes. I really liked my eye shape and how big they were, and so I would wear mascara and eyeliner and wear intricate eye makeup, and well, not as intricate as someone who's horrible at makeup could do. I just put little dots or whatever. And then from there, I started to like more of my features. I was like, oh, but my eye shape kind of complements my lips a little bit. Let me put some chapstick on. Well, now that I'm putting on chapstick, maybe I should start washing my face a little bit more. So then my eyes could stand out a bit more. My lips could stand out a bit more. Oh, well, my hair is quite dry. Maybe I should try putting water in my hair a little bit so I could then complement my face and frame my face and so on and so forth. There is absolutely nothing shallow about wanting to chase beauty, about wanting beauty to apply to you, because we are social, we are visual and social creatures, and we see that people reap benefits from being beautiful. when you're at the bottom of the barrel of desirability politics and you have dealt with the absolute horrid bullying, it's ingrained in the way that you manifest to other people, the way that you socially interact with others, the way that I love, the way that I express love. I am often very hesitant to show that I like people and that I'm attracted to them because of that. You know, it sticks with you for life. And so when you, by default, think you're ugly, it's hard to think of yourself as beautiful. So I think I challenge people to, rather than view themselves as beautiful in the first stages, think that they can achieve beauty rather than thinking they're beautiful as a whole, but they can achieve some kind of sense of beauty. Because it's so hard. It's incredibly unshakeable because this is something that like deeply affects me as a person. And yeah, beauty and the way that we're treated as human beings when we're perceived as something other than is gross. But I thoroughly and deeply believe that anyone can achieve beauty, even if they themselves don't think they're beautiful. If you think you're ugly, I can't, there's nothing I can say to like convince you otherwise, because this is something that you have to go through a journey to learn. And you know, I'm someone who like inherently thinks ugly, even though I'm not ugly. You know what I mean? It's like a switch I flip back and forth. If you think you're ugly, you can still achieve beauty. You know what I mean? Think about like, I don't know, a rock. If you put like a ribbon on it, you're beatifying it. You're putting beauty on it. You are making it achieve some kind of beauty.
The turning point for me, though, was my digital community. It was like a mirror. It was a blessing. I had this budding online community.
Honestly, being online has helped me find myself in ways that I didn't even expect, or like I can't even quantify what it's done for me. I've been sharing since I was 17. I'm 35, okay? Big time online. But having a community really gave me the space to express myself. And let's be real, especially as Black women, darker skinned women, just women who, you know, didn't always feel confident. It can feel scary to show up. You shrink, you second guess yourself. You feel like you always have to defend who you are. And then when you do show up confident, people want to label you as arrogant. Like, it's just inevitable. But that's the thing. There's always going to be a hurdle, and I just need y'all to push through. Because finding your voice is literally going to... It's the most healing thing, and then your community will hold you down. The internet's not going anywhere, so we might as well use it as a tool. Okay.
I encourage women to get online, post the content, record the content, yap. Yap within reason, though, because, you know, the internet will chew you up and spit you out, child, if you let it. But, you know, for women like us who often struggle with, you know, in-person community, the digital world can be life-changing. And having my digital community really changed my self-concept. When I started putting myself out there, posting, creating, sharing, people reflected back things that I hadn't learned to see in myself just yet. Like, their affirmation didn't create my beauty, but it gave me permission to see what was already there. And I feel like a whole new world unlocked for me. I wasn't chasing beauty anymore. I was starting to recognize it in myself, in the mirror, honey. And that changed everything for me. So I really want that for you.
If people mistake your confidence for arrogance, it is because you have a higher opinion of yourself than they do of you. The twist is their opinion of you is based on how they feel about themselves. In other words, they are projecting onto you. If you were taught to love yourself no matter what, it would never bother you when you see other people loving themselves. If you were taught that self-love should only exist under certain circumstances, you would have a negative reaction. If you apply this logic to success and confidence, it's the same thing. If I were in their shoes, I wouldn't be confident. Therefore, this person must be arrogant. They can't understand how or why you are confident with yourself. The only way they can rationalize it is by throwing a negative label on top of you. And it's one of those things that you just have to accept about a person or move on. Because it's going to be difficult to change this about themselves, because then they have to face themselves. And that is a difficult thing for people to do, which is why most people are unwilling to work on it.
We see this play out publicly all the time. Dark-skinned women or spicy women or a woman who stand firm in their beauty are often labeled as arrogant or delusional. She's delulu. But it's not about what they've done wrong. It's always about how their self-belief unsettles others. Think about your favorite celebrity or influencer who exudes confidence without apology. The world will always try to tear them down. Not because they aren't beautiful, but because they know they are. And I always think about Nicki Minaj. I feel like the world tries to humble this lady every day. It's actually frightening.
If I had it my way, that's what they'd all do. I mean, everybody's not gonna like Nicki Minaj, you know what I mean? You know, everybody's not gonna like the way I look and, you know, what I do. But I think if you're smart, you would take from me and you know, figure out why everybody's talking about me. And I mean, that would be the smart thing to do. And I think they don't know how to express that, so they express it with anger and jealousy and hatred, and then that consumes them. And I'm still here.
But here's some tools that I always like to leave you girls with. Fall in love with your face. Fall in love with your face. Stop treating the mirror like an enemy. Stand in front of it. Study your features, your nose, your lips, your skin, your teeth, your smile. Yes. Don't just glance. I want you to admire yourself. See yourself as if you were looking at your best friend. Just like, wow, like, that's a fine babe. Your beauty isn't just what people see. It's your voice, your laugh, your scent. These are all markers of individuality. So start appreciating them instead of apologizing. Y'all know I'm gonna have y'all affirm yourself daily, even if you don't believe it. Print those affirmations out. Tape them to your mirror, wherever you have to look every day. Tape it to your car. Make yourself your lock screen. It's affirmation playlist on YouTube while you get ready. Repeat. Be delusional if you need to be. Yes, delulu. Pretend until it becomes a reality. Confidence is a muscle, babe. And just like any muscle, it needs some reps. You know what I'm saying? Start with, I am beautiful. Even if you don't believe it, say it right now. I'll wait. Thank you. Now keep saying it until it becomes natural. Check the projections. When someone criticizes you, pause and ask, is this really about me or is this about them? 9 times out of 10, it's their insecurity talking. Don't internalize what was never yours to carry.
The reason that person is so critical is because they don't know how to give themselves grace. The reason you think you're better than everyone is because they put you on a pedestal above them and don't want to admit to their own insecurity. You're doing too much because that person doesn't have the courage to be themselves. The reason you're selfish for leaving a situation that doesn't serve you is because that person doesn't know how to prioritize their own needs. It's really not about you.
Now, you already know what time it is. I want to hear from you. What's the one thing you're learning to love about yourself? It could be physical, emotional, spiritual. Drop it in the comments, or if you're not comfortable with that, you can email me right here. Because when you name it, you claim it. And your story might give the next woman the courage to name hers too. Here's the truth, y'all. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But the most important beholder is you. When you believe you're beautiful, you don't have to convince anyone else. So fall in love with your face, your voice, again, your skin, your laugh, the way you smell, your hip to waist ratio. Be bold enough to believe in yourself, even if you have to fake it at first. Yeah, I said it. Because you're not too much. You're not arrogant. You're aligned. And alignment is magnetic. The world will have no choice but to adapt. I promise. I am living proof. So again, protect your peace, nurture your light, and never forget you are boldly becoming and softly unfolding into everything you already are. I love you, and I'll see you in the next episode. And if my eyes look crazy in this one, y'all, these lights, I don't know what it is today, but I'm struggling. I feel like, oh God, I'm going to start filming in the daytime because these artificial lights are, I'm living, that's how I feel. But there's power in the tongue, so we're not going to say that. Boobies are boobing. They are boobing, darling. Yes. Ooh. Ooh.